Yo. Alright, what up? Yoga dog, hell yeah. Okay, so I did my leg day workout yesterday and I ended up doing some squats and some leg press. So my hips and my lower back are pretty tight. So what I want to do today is my Warrior 2, which will help open up, loosen up my hamstrings and my quads. But most of what it's going to do is start opening up my hips and allow my circulation to flow back into my hips and into my lower back and allow me to get some flexibility as well as some relieving of my tension in my back. And also it'll start opening up my shoulders a little bit and allow me to strengthen my posture. And yeah, so let's get into it. Alright, you're gonna have to give me a break, buddy. Alright, thinking. Move your big butt. Move your big butt. Ow! Stop. Get out of here. Ow, stop. Alright. Ah, stop, bro. Stop, bro. Stop. Okay. So, to start into it, I'm going to do a smaller, shorter stance because my hips are really tight and I don't really want like a huge, long stance because that's when you get more advanced and more flexible, then you can start widening the stance. So for now, I'm going to take about like a 3-foot gap between my feet, and this is my left side. So I'm going to open up my left foot 90 degrees towards towards my left. And so, beginning to sink into it, we really only want to bend our left knees until it's exactly over the heel, over the left heel. And as you can see, my hips start. My left hip is where it should be, but my right hip is about 4 or 6 inches in front, this way where it should be. So I'm going to start by pulling that right hip back, and how we're going to do that is we're going to flex the right quadricep, and that's going to allow us to really start pulling that right hip back. And so as you can see, when I pull my right hip back, it pulls my left knee forward. And so what I want to do with my left knee is start pulling it back towards the pinky toe side of my foot. And by doing that, it's going to really allow my left side of my hip to start opening up, and pushing forward. And something else that'll help with that is really flexing the glutes the entire time and flexing them upwards. So we're kind of lifting ourselves up, kind of pinching them together. And again, you can see my left knee is starting to come forward, so we're going to again just use our left hand and our left glute to flex and pull that knee backwards. And as you can see, when I pull my left knee backwards, my right hip comes forward. So again, we're just going to flex the right quadricep. And what that's going to do is allow the right hip right here to start moving back towards behind me. And again, you can see how when I flex my right knee and I get my right hip where it should be, my left knee comes forward. So it's kind of a balance of being able to pull the right hip back with the right leg, as well as pulling the left side of the leg open. And the best way to do that is try and combine the feeling of pulling the left knee back with flexing the right knee or the right quadricep straight. And again, flexing the glutes so that we're pushing our hips forward and then pulling our legs back. So that's how we're really going to get that opening up in our hip, is our hips, our butt is pushing forward and our legs are opening back. So if my elbows were my hips, we're kind of just pulling them open and showing our elbows, aka our hips, to the camera or in front of you. So again, starting straight-legged, we're just going to bend our left knee over our heel. Keep our left hand on our left knee so that we can remind it to stay back towards the pinky toe side of the foot. We're going to flex our glutes, both of them equally. Flexing the right quadricep so that our right knee stays straight, so that our right hip stays back. And as you can see, my hips are where they should be. But my left knee is a little bit forward, so I'm going to try and flex the glutes, keep the hips exactly where they are, and slowly start guiding my left knee back towards the left pinky toe side of the foot. And if we really want to get into the arms, which are really secondary, they're really secondary in this pose, you don't really have to worry about them that much, but if you have everything else perfect and your hips are perfect and both your left knee is over the left pinky toe side of the ankle, and if your right knee is straight and your hips are totally square, which is a really difficult position to get into, the last part of it would be the hands. And so how I do it to get your shoulders right is you rotate them upwards so that the palm goes down and then faces back up. Then you open your shoulders up, and then you flip your hands again. And that way your shoulders are really up and open. You're showing your chest to the sky. And I'd say don't really worry about the grip. In my opinion, I don't even do the grip. I just keep my right hand on my right leg and I keep my left hand on my left knee. And I just use my hands as reminders to keep myself and keep my legs where they should be. And then when you're done, you exhale, straighten the leg, rotate the heel back 90 degrees. And I always like to do a little forward fold.